with regards to our audience as well, realities on the ground. What do you think are the most pressing issues here in South Africa, sir, with regards to immigration?
My name is Frank Asimbo. I'm the founding chairperson and member of the Congolese diaspora for Nelson Mandela Legacy. We as foreigners, we are not here in South Africa to build a M23 rebel groups in South Africa. No. We are here to say we want a peaceful life in South Africa in such a way that we want law-abiding foreigners. This is our view. So, please, we are not here looking for confrontation, right, but we are here for a fair settlement over the issue involving foreign nationals.
Right. Thank you very much, sir.
My name is Tabiso Mapike from Bopilong. I'm proud to say we the only township in Gauteng that has got no foreign nationals, because what we did, we chased them out of our township, because we are like, our country is full of politicians that are just talking a lot of English but doing nothing about the townships. We stay in townships that are full of foreign nationals, and these foreign nationals are taking over economy. Black townships, we have foreign nationals that has got tech shops in it. We had about 138 tech shops of foreign nationals in our township, and our township is one of the poorest township, but we had 138 tech shops that are owned by these people. And who brought these people in our townships? The government. Because are there no laws in this country that protects illegal immigration? Because there's Illegal Immigration Act 13 of 2002, Section 19, that says for illegal immigration, for immigrants to have businesses in townships, at least they must invest 5 million rand. And they are not supposed to own, or they are not supposed to run spaza shops, salons, vegetables. But these people are running all of those things in our townships. Why are we letting them to take our economy? So we want our economy back. This is what we are going. As Bupilong, we are fighting for our economy. We want our economy back. And we took it. We did it ourselves with no assistance from the government, because the politicians are just there to speak English. Right. And they don't act on whatever that they are saying. So we are sick and tired of politicians talking English here and doing nothing about us in the townships.
Good evening. My name is Monica Bow. I'm from Put South Africans First and also Abehambe movement. The biggest problem that we have made, the political atmosphere in South Africa does not read the room. They have allowed this illegal foreign nationals in South Africa because it became easy. And the thing that nobody's talking about is the corruption within Home Affairs. When we are selling papers daily, absolutely daily, from a rubber stud to Byron Place to every single Home Affairs, that is the thing that the minister must, number one, fix. It's his own Home Affairs officials that has put South Africa in this trouble. So they're all earning money, but they're all eating from the outside. We are putting South Africans against each other every day, but we're not reading what is going on behind the scenes. Right. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. My name is Idris Nungu. I'm from African Migration. Actually, people that are blaming the foreigners to be in South Africa, they are very wrong. You can go to America, you can go to Britain, you will see foreigners. It's not only South Africa that has got foreigners. So we need, as Africans, to stay together and have peace and love. We need to love each other. We must stop this thing of fighting each other. Other people are laughing at us. We are coming from apartheid. Thank you.
Olani is with a few of the audience members. Most pressing issues for you with regards to the immigration issues here in South Africa?
My name is Ches Robedi. I'm the national organizer of Operation Budula. It's highly puzzling as a community member, as a member of a political organization, right, to say there are foreigners in South Africa, legally or whether legally or illegal, who are here in South Africa working and operating businesses. They are not providing rare and critical skills. I can give an example concerning domestic workers. We are quite aware as Operation Dudula that Malawians and Zimbabweans, they are the ones who are employed in those sectors of domestic workers, gardeners, drivers. They are not providing rare and critical skills. Running the township economy, like one of the community members said here, foreigners, whether you are illegal from Pakistan or which country, coming to South Africa and opening a spaza shop in our township, we don't provide rare and critical skills. When we grew up, we used to have South Africans who were running those tax shops. Unfortunately, because of lack of implementation from the government side, we are facing a huge problem. As South Africans, we are not xenophobic. We are reclaiming what belongs to us as South Africans. We must own the informal sector. We are not xenophobic.
Okay.
My name is Blessing Mutau. I'm coming from Haituke Kasi Economy, from Val, Bopelon location. You know what, situation delay is situation denied. I'm so happy Action SA is here. When we are doing in the local in the elections, you said Mabahambe, but now you have been seated. When was the last time your president speak about Mabahambe? This is not all about the hatred. What I want to say is, like, if any country you have problems in your country, you are fighting, you are going to your neighboring country. Look at these guys coming from Ethiopia, coming from Bangladesh, and look at where is South Africa. So we need to be realistic. The law of South Africa, does it protect us or does it protect the foreigners? We will fight our Kasi economy up until we get the results of it, without fear and any favor. Forward we go.
My name is Chireka van Dawson. I'm a leader of the Informal Street Traders, One Voice of All Workers Association. I represent the traders on the ground.
Right.
And I represent South Africans and migrants. I don't have any, there's no such a thing as we don't work with each other. From the area that I come from, we do not have xenophobia. I think we are an example that we can work side by side. But coming from what we're talking about, the immigration issues, yes, I totally agree. It's the government that has not done their job. By making sure that people are documented properly, because I'm talking about the informal sector, talking people that's sitting on the ground. Yes, definitely. The uproar has been there for a very long time. 30 years ago, this uproar was there. Right. How do we get documented? How do we put permits together? Yes, those things have not been done. So we're sitting with a very, very bad issue.
You're speaking to Petunia. I'm from the Operation Dudula. We don't have to sugarcoat anything. Under Section 22, it's prohibited for foreign nationals to run a business in South Africa unless you declare that you're in the country or you've invested 5 million. And now, when we grow up in South Africa, we used to sleep without locking our doors. Now we need to lock our doors like we're in jail. They are killing our kids. They're doing rituals with our kids. They're raping, they're hijacking. They're evil. Drugs. As I speak, my son is in drugs. Then do I have to sugarcoat? And they stand in the street, they pretend as if they're selling sweets, of which they're selling drugs. They've demolished South Africa. We don't, and I don't care who can be the president or whoever. We don't have to sugarcoat. And all the political party, they've been eating and sitting, getting fatter and fatter on a daily basis, living in fleshy lifestyle. They don't care about South Africans. And we don't have to pretend South Africa. South Africa, wake up.
Hi, hello. My name is Olani Aboredele, and I'm the chairman of the Nigerian Union here in Gauteng. In Africa, there are 5 countries with very high population of migrants. Why is the issue of South Africa so much? Because the government of South Africa is failing its people. We have to be very honest about that. People talk about crime. You know, there are agencies involved in crime. It's like South Africans are shifting all the blames, the failures of the government on foreigners, which is not supposed to be. But beyond that, going forward, as people, and as people that are legally or people that want to respect the law, what can we learn from South Africans, and what can South Africans learn from us in terms of lifestyle, in terms of business, in terms of empowering ourselves? I think that is the conversation we need to work towards, right? Rather than blaming ourselves and pointing figures on each other. We need to move forward.
My name is Tawang. I'm from Abraham Civic National Movement. When you go to firms, you find that when you go looking or seeking for employment, they will tell you that they don't hire South Africans. They want people that are hired outside. When we go and say these people are not supposed to be here because they are illegal, you'll find organizations, NGOs like your Helen Sue's men coming in and saying they are protecting these people. They can't go because of these people have problems in their countries. And again, why I'm saying this is because of the very same people. They don't see that even this very same, they say African brothers, they have been exploited by these rich people because they're not paid minimal wage.
Okay.
They are exploited and we are allowing it. So we are saying here as South Africans, as well as us, to say government really need to work with the people on the ground, or otherwise hell will break loose, as the lady from Operation Tutu has already mentioned, because we are hard fall.
Thank you very much, Blaine. My name is Tsiriso Mavundla. I'm representing Abahambe National Civic Movement. I would like to go back to your very first question, when you opening statement to say, what has the GNU, from the 120 days that they've been in office, what they've done for South Africans? We are very much disappointed. And I would like to say categorically that we're expecting to have either a Minister of Home Affairs to be here to respect South Africans. We have a burning issue in this country. It shows that these people are not serious. It's an insult to South Africans that he's not sitting here to hear what the audience are saying. Number two is that in 2021, the government was so quick to declare a national disaster on COVID-19. We're expecting the GNU to declare a national state of emergency on immigration, on mass deportation. That's what we expected. Because in order to resolve the issues that we are facing in the country, we cannot sugarcoat anything. Mass deportation should have been the talk of the town, and a lot of problems would have been eradicated. I wanted to discuss other issues, but now I want to give other people an opportunity.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Ma'am, your name and where you from?
Thank you so much. I am Asipila Magaka, a young graduate from University of Johannesburg. My question would be on accountability to our political leaders. We've had such discussions for quite a while, and chances are, even in the next following elections, we'll still be here discussing the same issues. Who do we hold accountable? Because believe it or not, we have been celebrated in some countries. We go there, we do get jobs. In other countries, it is so sad to come back home as a graduate. You're not employed. At home, they're looking up to you. And we would have our political leaders busy coming and telling us about border controls and whatnot, letting illegal immigrants in the country. And you see them, they're working, they're more prosperous than you. Yet you went to school to study for this thing and you're not getting employed. We do go there. As some of them have said, they would want certain favors from you, especially if you're a female. Who do we go to for accountability? We're tired of talks like this where we're just talking, but nothing has been done. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Next question, sir. Your name and your question.
My name is Lotte Mayan. I represent Gauteng citizens. This thing of this government is a de-skilling agenda. They don't want to invest in education. All they want to do, they don't want to develop their own people. We are graduates. The person there said that in America and everywhere else, there's immigration issues. I'm from there myself. I've got a permit right here in my back, a work permit for America. But when the work ended, I came back home because I do not want to be a burden on another country. This is why we vote properly when we vote, but citizens need to take this thing on themselves. There's 12 million people in this country that are unemployed, and we want to make sure that that special skills program is revised.
Greetings everyone, my name is Nico, I'm from Operation Tutula. Well, the problem is, as South Africans, we have been abused by foreign nationals in such a way that you will find a person coming from the country, as for instance, Zimbabwe. There is no war in Zimbabwe. Some people, they will say they are coming there because of this persecution. But then, if there is persecution, there is no war in Zimbabwe. Why would Zimbabweans, all of them, flock into South Africa illegally? Because of now they are the ones that are employed as gardeners, they are employed as security officers, they are employed even in municipality offices now as managers. And then those are not scarce skills. So this is an abuse. Because if you can say, then fine, we are trying to help other Africans, then we should be following the laws of this country. Because if you go to these countries, they apply their laws. They don't hesitate. So why is South African conducting itself in the manner that is conducting itself, especially the government officials? What they are doing is wrong.
My name is Petunia Sibanda from the ZIF Zimbabwe Immigration Federation and also the African Diasporan Forum. My concern is, thank you, brothers and sisters from South Africa. We heard you. We heard your crisis. But then now, my concern is on the GNU government. can the ruling party and our ruling party back home in Zim, can they fix the situation in Zim? Because we're facing this, everything that everyone is complaining about is because of the two governments, of the African governments that are not sorting out the issues of other African countries. Africa is rich, Africa, we've got everything, but just because of those high-profile people in the government, they're benefiting a lot from our countries, and us poor people, we are the ones suffering, fighting each other, instead of them fixing the situation. Once the situation in Zim is fixed, I promise you, brothers and sisters, we'll go back home peacefully. Thank you.
Right, thank you very much indeed.
My name is Teko Abel Kuno. I'm from Bopilong, Kasituka Economy. I just want to get straight to the point without wasting any time. As in our township, we have 137 shops that were owned by foreign nationals.
How many, sir?
137 shops
137.
that were owned by foreign nationals. If you can count each shop, if it generates 1,000 a day, it's 137,000 a day. Calculated by month, by weeks, that money is going out of our location untaxed, without us benefiting anything from it. So what we did, we've managed to remove them from the shops. We are the ones who are owning the shops now. We have employed our youth. As we speak, crime in our location has decreased. We have statistics that can show that. Thank you.
My name is Jean Boissa from the Congolese community. What I would like to say that we have 17 countries in Africa that are in conflict. And I do believe that one of the things that we must realize that South Africa is not an insular country. And during apartheid, what we did as Africa, we contributed so that we would all be living in peace here. Some of the people that we are able to do is to bring what we call transfers of skills. There's a lot of skills that could be managed together as Africans, but also if we could quell conflict in Africa, for instance, in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, where there are 50 companies from South Africa that are there, then that money can possibly come back here in South Africa and help the youth get jobs. So these are solutions that we must find. What are the solutions? We can sit here and talk. When we travel overseas, I can travel from Copenhagen to Roma with a single Schengen visa. Why is it so difficult for us as Africans to live together, and yet you are talking about Ubuntu?
Greetings, this is Tembam Tembu from Operation Tutula. There are principles which are accepted in international law: territorial integrity and sovereignty. Sovereignty simply means supreme authority by people of that territory over their territory without outside interference. So if people are going to come into our country, we are not living in a state of nature here where there was lawlessness.
Right.
If people are going to come into our country, establish their own ports of entry, illegal ports of entry, and they also establish illegal or parallel home affairs offices where they must produce fake documents, your work permits, passports, etc. That is totally unacceptable.
Right.
We expect people to comply with international law. International law simply means those are internationally accepted rules-based order. Thank you.
My name is Advocate Dumisani Leah. I'm from the Phoenix Foundation of Zimbabwe. I've been living in South Africa for 30 years legally. I would like to concur with the South Africans who are concerned about illegal immigrants. I'm also concerned. However, I would like to implore the Minister of Home Affairs to start conducting workshops on teaching people on how to legalize themselves. Because what we have here is a problem whereby people do not have the knowledge on how to legalize themselves. We have people who have already established families here who can live, if they have to leave this country, they leave 10 children without anybody to look after them. So we need a program whereby people are taught on how to legalize themselves.
Our political parties that are being introduced in that session with the SABC. Once again, I want to say thank you, SABC, for the job well done. even though I feel like a lot needed to be said in this particular discussion. But other than that, it's understandable. 1 hour is not enough indeed. The problems that we have in South Africa are too huge to squeeze in 1 hour. However, the people of South Africa, especially those who were representing us in the show, they definitely are speaking things that we are thinking about, that we are discussing, things that we are concerned about, and things that we want to be changed by the government. I agree that the government definitely is to blame. The government definitely is to blame. However, when it comes from the EFF side, we know that the EFF does not support the GNU for whatever reason it is. But you can tell that they're shifting the blame a lot on government and not taking accountability for what they have said to the people of South Africa. I don't recall the EFF ever apologizing to the people of South Africa for the way their leader disrespected the people of South Africa and the sovereignty of our country and security, by the way, of our country. Because let's not sugarcoat things, as people were saying in that show. Some of these people are dangerous people. These are former army trained people from wherever they ran away from. And this does put a huge national security threat on the people of South Africa, because South Africans are fed up. Hurtful, just like that guy said. But I just want to pick up some few things that I did pick up with the public's commentary. I want to start with the last guy, the advocate. The advocate seems to think that South Africa has money, taxpayers' money, to be going around doing workshops of people that we want them gone, because there's nothing going on in Zimbabwe. What's going on there? There's nothing. There's no war that is going on there, and you want us to waste our taxpayers' money by going around doing immigration law workshops. Why doesn't Zimbabwe do those? So that when Zimbabweans come to South Africa, they come to South Africa legally. He seems to suggest that those that are here illegally, they must be called to a workshop, and therefore the Home Affairs Department should be there to legalize them. That's how it sounded like to me. No, go home. And then when you want to come to South Africa for job opportunities, you must meet the critical skill requirement. To be a domestic worker is not a rare skill. By the way, the people of South Africa used to be the ones that used to do domestic work, gardening, security. I mean, the security industry, security, guess where it used to belong to? It used to belong to the Zulus. In fact, no employer would employ anyone else outside of the Zulu nation. Why? Because of the stereotype, of course, that is attached to Zulu people. But today, not even one Zulu person is a security guard in any of the buildings that you see in Sandton. Yes, in Sandton, foreign nationals. Illegal foreign nationals, might I add. And then you go to all these fancy places where you see securities, some of whom they what's the word I'm looking for? They harass YouTubers when they are busy doing vlogs and telling them they are not allowed to film here. Hey, listen, South Africa's constitution, section 16, it does provide the freedom of expression. And if you go to subsection 1, it talks of freedom of the media and other media. Vlogging is enshrined in our constitution. And therefore, these people, because they come from dictatorships, they think they can come and impose the same dictatorship on South Africans, especially the YouTubers. That's why I always say to the YouTubers, do not allow any foreign national who wears a security uniform to tell you what to do in their country. Chances are the manager of that mall is also an illegal foreign national who don't understand our constitution. The constitution of this country is the supreme law. And they seem to understand that very well. That is why every time when South Africans stand up to fight for our rights, they run to the Constitutional Court. So the same energy that they are using running to the Constitutional Court, they also need to understand our constitution. So the problem that we are having here is that the people that are on the illegal side, they are not taking any accountability. Instead, they want to burden South Africa by spending money on them. continuously spending money on them. None of them seem to suggest, like, listen, guys, we are only here until things are okay back home. No, they are not talking that language. They are talking a language of South Africans, accepting them in our communities. Let them be South Africans so that this becomes their own country. You even heard one of them saying, we come from apartheid. And yet he has a Congolese name. What apartheid are you talking about? Then we have this other one who's wearing dark glasses and I think he says he's from the Congo. And now he wants to throw in apartheid, how they help South Africa. Did we commit crimes in your country? Were we illegal in your country? Did we do things that you guys are doing to our people when we were there during the days of apartheid? Why don't you speak to that before you throw in that? This manipulation and gaslighting is not going to work no more. We've said thank you for your contribution, but the rest was done by us. And we have receipts for that. The receipts, I'm just going to give you the shallow ones, or the obvious one, not shallow, the obvious ones. Look at our national holidays, who they commemorate. Just look at our national holidays, who they commemorate. That is the receipt. Show us your receipt. Who died for us, for you to be able to throw in this nonsense that you helped us during the days of apartheid? Did we commit crimes when we were in your countries? Did we? Did we kidnap your children? Did we do love scams? Did we involve ourselves in cash in transit heists in your countries? Did we come and take over your economies in your countries by starting our own businesses? No, we respected you guys. And thereafter we appreciated y'all. Then we came back to our country and fixed our country. We did not run like cowards. What South African is in your national TV station right now? What South African is in your country's television station? Begging for integration. I know, we are heartful. It doesn't matter what you guys put on the table. Everything that the South Africans said on that panel, I felt so bad for the woman from Dudula whose child is on drugs. And she's right. Let's not sugarcoat things. And we definitely need to wake up, South Africa. We need to wake up. We've been pushed and they keep pushing. I mean, none of them is taking accountability. None of them are taking accountability. They're not saying we know some of our, not that they don't know those brothers, because those organizations of theirs, who do you think funds them? Who funds those organizations? Those funds come from proceeds of crime. They themselves are probably involved in some of these crimes. But no, they want integration. They want to be South Africans. No, go home. Go and fix your home. It's not going to fix itself. Those wars are not going to stop themselves. Clearly, you haven't learned anything from South Africans. You need to learn in the country that is hosted. Oh, okay, things are done like this, and this is how we can actually fix our country. Then you take what you've learned here and go back home. Don't tell us some permanence. There's no permanence here. You're not a South African and never will be. You will never, and you contribute nothing to our economy. Nothing. No. Unfortunately, I don't buy this. Go home. Hambani. Straight.